So it's been a few days, and I think we're ready to take the clamps off, and we'll put them aside. All right, so we have the basic outline of the ship now. So what I think I want to do, we can use a little bit of the filler, but we're going to end up sanding a lot of it down to bring the hull into shape. So the way she stands right now, we've got the stern, we've got the bow, and we've got the midship. So I wanted to keep it in scale. So this is in 1/400 scale. One thing that you can see is that the bow, see the compartments go further than what we have. So when it comes to the bow section where the wheelhouse is going to go, what I want to do is I'm going to mark it off right about there. So we can mark the area. So let's take the square and we're going to put it right across just like this. So this is going to be where the wheelhouse is going to go. As you can see, not far after that is the first hatch. When it comes to the stern section, we got to do the same thing. You can see where the hatch comes up to. Let's see, right about there. So it's going to be the same thing. So we're going to mark it right about here. There we are. Okay, so, and I know the ship was massive, so when you look at the wheelhouse, you're thinking, well, this is going to be too small. But in scale, with the 1/400 scale, the wheelhouse, again, it's not going to be huge. That's why maybe I should have went a little larger, but I just wanted to, this project I'm kind of feeling along as I go. When it came to doing the ship and the design, originally I had wanted to do the model, the paper model, just so I had a representation of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Then I had the idea of putting the wood on the back of it to make it stronger, and then finally I decided to do my own version. So when it comes to this, see how we're going to have to bring this down now to the same level. So we're going to have to go down 1/4 of an inch, an 1/8 of an inch to tape this top section off. Same thing for the bow, the stern, excuse me. We're going to bring it down 1/8 of an inch. So let me mark this off right about here. That's what we need to go down. And we'll do the same thing with the bow. A little harder to see with the bow. Right about there. So you could use the scroll saw, but I don't want to, I want to be a little more delicate with this. Why don't we go ahead and I'm going to use the X-Acto set for this. Let's see, I've got the saw that we can use. What I want to do is I'll ever so gently want to go down to cut that the 1/8 of an inch, and then we can come from the side. So let's put this aside for a minute. So when it comes to doing this, I think I want to, if we follow the shape of the ship, ever so gently. So, see, I got a line started. So what I want to do is I want to cut down on the line. Okay, so let's score it down with this. So let's bring back the square. Just like that. I want to score it down so we can start the little channel that we can cut into. That. There. Now when we cut into it, it'll be a little easier, you know, like a guide. See, that's almost there. See, that looks pretty good. Let's see the other side. Yeah, that's just about what we need. Okay, so that was quick. Okay, so now what we can think of doing is we can come across Here we are. See, I didn't want to go all the way down through the hull. I figured it'd be easier. What we'll do is we'll taper it down. We'll start grinding. And let's see, we got the file. Let's see, this sander, we can use this sander as well. It's my trusty Oakley wood chip model equipment. So let's break this in. So this one's a little rougher, so let's use this one. Okay, that's just about what I want. Sharpen it off a little bit. See, that's just about, that looks pretty good. So let's clean this mess up now. Okay, so now when we put this on, you can see it's just about where we need it to be. So yeah, we have that gap now. We have the edge. And all of the cargo hatches are going to go all the way to the back. So now we need to do the same thing for the stern. For the bow, excuse me. And there's going to be a lot more to cut on this one. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to score it. So you can see we did the same thing. So scoring it, we can just about gut as far as we need. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut just enough just to make sure it's through. I don't want to go too deep. Just want to do that 1/8 of an inch, but I want to make sure it's even all the way across. Okay, that's pretty good. That's good. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing from the edge. There's going to be more to cut this time, though. Here we are. Well, that took forever. All right, let's get the clamp off. And we're going to need to sand it down, but hopefully you guys can see the section starting to form. Actually came out better than the stern. See how it looks now? We have that classic shape, and we're going to be able to put these little staircases in. So why don't I go ahead and try to clean that up with the file. Looks good. All right, like that. Then we're going to have the little raised walls that come in on the back, and then the railings are going to go all the way to the stern. So let's maybe a bit more sanding. Yeah, that's better. Let's clean up this mess now. There, look at that. And we ended up taking quite a bit off the bow section. You can see we got the shape of the ship now. Now what I want to do is I'm going to put in some of the wood filler in just a couple of areas. Now what's going to happen is we're going to start to shape the hull, and we're going to bring it down. We're going to narrow it out just a bit, but I still want to put the wood filler in just so we can even everything out. That way there, when we start to shape the hull, we're going to have the finished look. So let me put the wood filler, and this is the Gorilla wood filler. There's a couple of the alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little on, and what we're going to do is we're going to work it into the wood now, and work it into the cracks or the little tiny gaps. And we're going to work it into the sides as well. And like I said, we're going to sand it some more, but I just want to make the seam line invisible. There, see? And we'll put a little bit on the sides. Again, we're going to be reshaping the hull, but I just want to I just want everything to be even when we start off. There we are. And we'll put a little bit on the bottom. The seam is really not that noticeable on the bottom, but again, I just want to make it smooth as glass. Kind of work it in. And we'll do the other side. There. And again, this is all going to sand nice and even. pretty good. Clean off some of that. All right, let me clean up everything and then I'll show you guys. So let's clean up this mess. Okay, so everything's nice and clean. We still got to wait for the wood putty to dry, and then we're going to sand it down. We're going to smooth her out, and we're going to actually start shaping the hull. So when it comes to forming the hull, this is it. This is the Edmund Fitzgerald. You can see the front part where the wheelhouse is going to go. We're going to have the little staircases to get up on top. Same thing with the stern, the little boat houses that are on the back, and all the way in the back we've got the little viewing areas. Again, we have the template just to keep it in 1/400 scale. That's why I basically just wanted to use the paper model. But showing you guys the design of what I meant. So now we have the template. Everything is on. We have the correct bow size, and you can see the little outline of more of the area where the deck house is going to go. And it's basically it. With the paper model, the only other thing I might use is I might use this as a guide for the little the wall that's going to be on the stern. Excuse me, why do I keep getting them mixed up? The bow, because there's this raised area that's going to come up, and then it's going to angle up a little bit higher, and then it's going to curve around to the tip of the bow. And to keep it in scale, I think I'm going to use this as a measurement. And as again, with this section, you can see the outline of the shape of the wheelhouse, and that's what we're going to use as a template. But don't look now, but the Edmund Fitzgerald, the bow, the stern, the midship, the hull, this is the hull. Everything is shaped now. So from now on, everything is going to be detail work. We're going to start to sand it down, and we're going to bring it down to make her a little more graceful, because you know the ship herself, she's not just a box. I know that's what she looks like when she's floating, especially when she's fully loaded, but she's very, very graceful beneath the waterline. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring it down. She's only got one propeller, and we're going to smooth out the edges on the bottom, and we're going to move on, and we're going to start. You guys are really going to be knowing that this is the Edmund Fitzgerald when we start to shape the hull. But that'll be in the next video, my friends. But thank you so much for watching. We finally finished the hull of the Edmund Fitzgerald. So my friends, everything is detail work from here on out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.